Hello and welcome back to Razor Trident. My name is Jake and today I have a really awesome video for you. It's going to be a big vlog, a media day vlog. Did one of these already with a Mariners opportunity I did a couple months ago, so you can go check out that video. But today we are at Hillsboro Ballpark, the home of the Hillsboro Hops, and they are currently hosting the Everett Aquasox, the High-A affiliate for the Seattle Mariners. So I'm going to be here for the next 2 nights watching the Aquasox take on the Hops. I'm going to have some really great interviews for you with Aquasox players, the future of the Seattle Mariners. I'm also going to show off this ballpark a little bit. It is new this year. This is its inaugural season for the Hillsboro Hops. They were playing across the street, or across the parking lot really, at Ron Tonkin Field for over a decade now. This year, just built. I want to show it off. It looks amazing on the inside. I've already been inside, so I want to show it off a little bit. So if you are a Portland metro area native and like to go see the Hops here and there throughout your spring and summer, you can kind of get an idea, if you haven't been here yet, what this ballpark is like. When you arrive to Hops Ballpark, these are the stairs that go to the front gates. As soon as you get in, great views from pretty much anywhere in the ballpark, but especially the concourse of the field. Have a nice board right when you get in as well, shows you the lineups for that day's game. This is a view of kind of like a little suite section that they have normally around home plate, and then the new merch store. I didn't go inside, but looks great from the outside. This is going to be on the third base side, the food area, a couple different places you can get food, and these really cool lamps that look like hops. This is also kind of a Topgolf style seating area that you can bring a group if you like. They have these great standing tables if you want to watch the game with some buddies, and it's right next to a fabulous beer garden named the Hop Grove. Right outside the left field fence, a large patch of grass you can play with the kiddos, along with the breakside bullpen beverage station, and some putt-putt holes for an unknown reason. And I really love that you can do a whole 360 of this ballpark. You can walk along the outfield fence, which is right on top of the field of play. In right field, we can stand right over the bullpens as well, along with a grass berm for the families and the people who want to have a casual time watching some baseball. Then great playground. Down the first baseline, we have these Budweiser tables that are really cool, half circles with 4 swivelly chairs right around them. A great view of the action as well. We have the lookout, which is on the top level on the first base side if you want to have a big group or party. And then going into the Meridian, which is their prime club for the Hillsboro Hops and those season ticket members as well. You can get lots of food, drinks. Usually during the games they have like a buffet style setup going on, and usually you can get into the gates a bit earlier than the rest of the public, which is really fun to just be able to chill out, look over the field, have this really great bar. It looks awesome. Now on the second level, on the third base side, we have the Sunset Bar, and looking at the top level seats, they are padded, so a bit more on the premium side, therefore a bit more expensive as well, but elevated views that are stunning of the ballpark. As you can see, this Hops ballpark is absolutely incredible. Certainly not a dig at Ron Tonkin Field, which is where the Hillsboro Hops were stationed for the last decade or so, but this ballpark is incredible, especially for this level for High-A. Clearly lots of thought put into it. The seats are great. There's not a bad seat in the whole ballpark. I love all the various seating options as well. Not only do you have your regular seats, some of these cozy seats that I'm in right now, you also have, you know, the tables with the 4 top table that has the higher swivelly chairs. We have couches, like really cool stuff. And it's really nice that the city of Hillsboro decided to, you know, invest in this Hillsboro Hops team. Obviously, Portland does not have a professional baseball team aside from the Hillsboro Hops. Obviously, there's the Portland Pickles, but it's a bit different, obviously. So it's really nice that the city of Portland and the Portland metro area around it have some sort of place to go for a nice game at the ballpark and a nice day at the ballpark, because there's really nothing better. Lots of really meaningful upgrades, I think. Just fantastic. They have stuff for, you know, your die-hard Hillsboro Hops fans, which there are, for your season ticket members and all that. But then you also have stuff for the family, right? The right field berm where you can just put down a blanket, sit up there, and the really nice kids playground as well. Just a lot of really great stuff. So shout out to the Hillsboro Hops. Really phenomenal stuff. Really love this ballpark. One of the things I like to do with my media day vlogs is I like to show you a little bit on how I prepare to be a credentialed media person for Major League Baseball, or in this case, minor league baseball. So with that, if you are interested in doing this in the future, here's a couple tips as well as some things that I created to help myself be successful when I am interviewing these players. Now, the first thing you need to do, obviously, is you need to make a channel of some kind, right? So you need to be making some content. It needs to be going somewhere. It doesn't even necessarily need to be on YouTube. It doesn't need to be on Twitter. It could be Substack. It can be other things to have your platform that you post content on, something where they need to know where this is going, right? You can't just show up and be like, hey, I want to be media and have nothing going on. So you need some sort of channel for yourself. Now, with that said, I would always recommend, especially if you want to get into baseball media, start out in the minor leagues. If you have a minor league team near you, even if it's not for the organization that you tend to cover or enjoy, it is something that can help not only gain your credibility, but gives you kind of those reps per se for interviewing guys if that's something you want to get into. Now, the barrier for entry on things like this is pretty small. You don't necessarily need a lot of high-tech equipment. I brought a tripod, which is what my phone is sitting on right now. I'm shooting with my phone, not a professional camera, and I have some wireless mics. Now, these ones are a little bit over $100. They're a bit on the nicer end. However, if you wanted to buy some for 20, 15 bucks on Amazon, you can do that, which is what I did last year. If you watched some of my interviews back then, that's a $20 microphone I got on Amazon, and it worked just fine. And what I like to do to prepare for interviews is I want to have my questions ready to go. In previous times, it's just been kind of a notebook. Today, I made specific cards for my players. It has their picture, because obviously, especially in the minor leagues, you may not necessarily recognize all these guys, but it has their name, it has their position, some of their stats, and also some questions as well. I'm going to kind of show it off. I just interviewed Calvin Shapira, a reliever for the Aquasox. This is kind of what it looks like. It's a little bit on the short-handed portion when it comes to the questions. I'm not writing them all the way out just because I don't want to necessarily be reading entirely off the card, but I want to get the gist of the questions I'm asking. Now, in the minor leagues, it can be a little bit difficult because there's not always a lot of information about these guys. So just try to do the best digging you can, right, into their stats, where they were at in college, maybe if you can find what they were doing prior to college, stuff like that, to really kind of tailor your questions a bit more about who they are. A couple more tidbits I want to give if you are someone who wants to get into doing credentialed media for sports and for baseball in general. There's some things that you may want to know that are kind of these unwritten rules a little bit that are important to know, especially before your first time. And credit, these are not things I figured out for myself. I had people who have done this before that helped me a little bit, so shout out to them, especially Charles from Circling Seattle Sports helped out a lot. But a couple things I want to go over. First of all, you do not want to wear any logos of the teams that you were covering. So right now, I have my Raise the Trident shirt on. Now, obviously that is Mariners related, but it's for my YouTube channel. I don't have a big Mariners logo on my chest or anywhere on my body. So that is kind of unwritten rule number one. Second, when you do get that physical credential, you don't want to have it in any of your content. You don't want to post pictures. You don't want to have it in videos. And the main reason being, they don't want someone to try to copycat it and get in and get access due to that. So another big one. If your minor league team does have a press box, which thankfully the Hops do now with their new ballpark, and if you're able to sit in it, it's really awesome to watch a game there. But that doesn't mean you can act like a normal fan. You have to kind of quiet yourself. You can't react to big plays. You have to keep it professional because you are around other professionals at that time. And when it comes to asking these players for these interviews, you obviously don't want to go up to them when they're in the middle of taking DP, in the middle of taking grounders or throwing or anything like that. You want to catch them either on the beginning end or the back end and see, hey, do you have some time later? Do you have some time right now to come talk to me? And a lot of the times they will say yes. But if they do say no, do not take it personal. These guys are professionals. This is their day-to-day work. They have to get it done. And sometimes they're just simply not available. It's not a personal thing to you. I am here with Walter Ford, prospect for the Seattle Mariners. All right, we're here with Christian Little with the Everett Aquasox. I am here with Calvin Shapira, a Aquasox pitcher. All right, I'm here with Matthew Ellis, one of the catchers for the Everett Aquasox. I am here with Everett Aquasox pitcher Casey Hintz.
We're game, guys. We're game, baby.
Well, coming to you live post-game from game 1 of my 2-game stretch, doing some media credentials for the Everett Aquasox. They end up losing tonight, 13-3. They got totally thrashed by the Hillsboro Hops, especially late on in the game. It was a pretty tight game, and they were kind of trading blows for the first half, and then the second half just really got ridiculous and kind of came unhinged. The Aquasox were not seeing the ball very well tonight, end up striking out, I think, 16 times, which is pretty crazy, especially for a lineup of this caliber. But yeah, weren't seeing the ball very well. The Hops were. Aquasox pitching ends up giving up a total of 16 hits. So not a good game when you lose 13-3. However, we're going to hope that tomorrow in game 2 is a bit luckier for this Aquasox ball club.
Steals in the year for Cunningham. 2-2 pitch to Carlos Honda. He swings and hits a little flare toward first, over the head of Ike and down the line. Cunningham around third. Reed waves him home. The throw to the plate, high into the backstop, and the Hops win it. 3-2 Hillsboro. A little flare off the bat of Carlos Honda.
That's going to do it for this Media Day vlog. Unfortunately, both games did not go the Aquasox way. However, still had a blast. Thank you so much to the Aquasox players who I was able to interview. And thank you to the Hillsboro Hops for the hospitality of having me out again to do some of my media work. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to it next year. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. That's going to be it for me in this one, though, and I will see you in the next.